In the first scene, episode 5 of Netflix's Avatar, The Last Airbender, the group is fleeing from a few troops in an unidentified place. There's not much logic to their running. After Aang and Katara unite to repel the troops, 10 more charge at them. And Katara hits them with ice discs to defeat them right away. In an attempt to flee the troops they've been dropping like a bag, the gang leaps on Appa. Aang and his companions pause in a burned-out forest that the Fire Nation has ravaged as they get closer to the Fire Nation. They arrive in the area of the forest that has burnt. Aang becomes upset about the damage, but remember that only a tiny portion was burnt.
Waka waka. How about...
See you on later for me.
Katara tells him that the little region will develop again and that this is how forest fires operate. A little girl who Sokka sees guides them to a nearby settlement. The village chief reports that a number of people, including his son Xiong, have vanished.
Something.
You're right.
No reports of anything unusual.
None. But he was probably mistaken.
That unusual one day? No. I'll have to do it myself.
Aang enters Spirit World to save the people because he won't let this issue finish and because he still feels bad about escaping the Airbenders.
I need to get to the north so I can safely... It's a...
Pacific!
But Sokka and Katara are also drawn into the Spirit World. When Aang first arrives in the Spirit World, Wan Shi Tong, a massive owl that only Aang can hear, tells him to stick to the road in order to avoid harm. The ghost tells Aang to look for a guy in a cabin just outside the fog because his companions are in danger there. However, Hei Bai then shows up, scattering the three and making them become lost in an illusion created by the surrounding fog. Katara is forced to relive the moment when her mother was transformed into a crispy, flame-broiled human. However, Sokka is taken to a period in time when he learns that his father believes he is unfit to be a leader and is disappointed in him. Zuko and Iroh discover that the majority of waterbending complaints they investigate elsewhere are unsuccessful. Rather, Iroh enlists the aid of June, a bounty hunter, and her Shershu Nyla, who has the ability to follow anybody.
He's that canyon guy.
They've heard about the Avatar.
I'm gonna lose him. I'm gonna lose every... The hunters will be out.
Don't die, you idiot. What are you looking at?
Should have known they would have let mercenaries run. I'm sure they are. Now, let's go.
There's much you can learn from these pie show. Heals itself. What she does, and that's finding, and she doesn't eat. Wrong way of doing things. We have yet to draw our time.
Tell me about this Avatar.
When Azula attempts to persuade Fire Lord Ozai in the Fire Nation that Zhao ought to get additional resources for discovering the Avatar, Ozai agrees but cautions Azula that Zuko is battling honorably rather than employing cowardly manipulating methods. Zhao is promoted from commander to admiral, and Azula gives him the use of the Yu Yang archers, skilled non-bender archers. The group meets Hei Bai, a spiteful spirit, and the ghost of the burned-out forest in the spirit world, as was previously revealed in the storyline. He assaults the group, causing them to go off course.
I can't bend.
I didn't mean me.
Oh, human. Alone. I am no birdie.
What do you mean?
They do not hear.
Following her return, Katara is made to recreate the day the Southern Raiders stormed the Wolf Cove at the Southern Water Tribe. Even though Katara attempts to stop her mother Kiar from going inside, her mother continues inside. A young Katara hides and observes Yon-Ra, a firebender, question Kiar about who the final waterbender in the Southern Water Tribe is. Young Katara then tries to use bending to shield her mother. Nevertheless, it fails, and Kiar accepts responsibility for the waterbending, which results in Yon-Ra killing Kiar.
You're lying.
Sokka comes upon a fox spirit that has a sign that he recognizes after going off the route. From there, he is transported back to the day he passed the ice dodging exam, when he heard his father call him a letdown.
It does to you, it changes you into something. Do you always?
It smells like back.
It's mark of the wise. This is the day you pass.
You were cutting it a little closer.
If you hadn't been
Right, and selecting the right.
I'd hate to see what you do to a boat when you fail.
It was a tricky run. Even I only saw stuff that hit you. People's lives in their hands. Minds.
The face stealer Ko catches Katara as well as not Sokka. More on it later. His presence is a little strange and doesn't make much sense. Upon realizing he is going to enter an illusion and breaking free, Ko approaches Aang in a visually unsettling manner. He claims that Aang and he share a past together and makes a suggestion about killing his former life's partner. Ko then accuses Aang of robbing him of something before running off. Ko is strong, but his ability to take the face of anybody who expresses emotion makes him very lethal. When Katara and not Sokka first encounter Ko, they are both afraid. And Aang is obviously uncomfortable with him around. Aang finds out that Sheung and the other villagers have been taken prisoner by the evil spirit known as Ko. After escaping what is known as the Fog of Lost Souls, Aang discovers Gyatso residing in a hut. Gyatso admits that Ko is a dangerous person and that he has previously interacted with avatars, including Aang's avatar Roku from a former incarnation. Aang makes the decision to go to Roku's shrine and beg for assistance, telling Gyatso they will speak when he returns. Gyatso warns Aang before he departs that he would have been slain if he had not escaped the air nomads.
They're somewhere in the bog.
Lost memories, and
The ones we came to rescue.
their souls will be lost to this predator.
They've taken some.
But nobody knows exactly what happened. It'll be a dangerous journey. There's something I need to tell you. The Fire Nation. It's not yours. You should have time yourself.
In the end, Aang leaves the others behind and heads toward Roku's temple in the Fire Nation. June, Zuko, and Iroh may be seen leaving to apprehend Aang in the meanwhile.
It's too dangerous.
Keeping sight on what's important. And the only thing keeping... When things we can't control come... What it is, that be the light that guides you through of nights.